Yeah, good evening. It's just after 8 o'clock, which must mean it's time for the TorbayHour radio show. It's kind of the way it works on Monday night, really, isn't it?
It's the only way it works.
It is the only way it works, yeah. Welcome along, it's Rick here. Martin is in the studio as well. It's a big one tonight, a very, very busy show on the way, because not only have we got loads of people on to tell us about their business, we also have social media award news.
Yes, so let's go.
I was straight away. Oh, my word. OK, well, thanks to the Babacom for their continued support of the show. Without them, this quite simply could not happen. And also a massive thank you to Armstrong's Removals, who could move you anywhere. They could move you across the county, they could move you across the country, and they'd go a long way to help moving you across the continent if you required. It's time for our account of the week. Now, this week, as ever, going to start with the account of the week, and it is Nicola Biggood. Now, Nicola, you're actually representing somebody else, aren't you? Who is it you're representing?
They're called Right Hand HR.
Now, HR, it's one of the kind of black arts of business, if you want to put it that way, isn't it? Because there are so many ways that people can kind of trip up or get themselves or their company into a bit of grief.
Absolutely, and that's where I'd hope to think that I come along and I've hopefully avoid that for any local business that needed it.
Now, is this a case of where if someone decides effectively to outsource their HR, they could come to you?
Yeah, absolutely. We have 11 consultants that are around the country. Newcastle's the furthest. We've got Chester, High Wycombe, London and Exeter. I cover the Exeter area and as far down as Land's End and as far up as Bristol. So quite an array of area that I cover. And we go to local businesses who want to outsource their HR. So if you can't afford to have a HR manager in place, then we are here to help.
Now, I'm guessing that if a lot of small starting either as a one-man band or two guys getting together, and then they kind of grow organically, they start adding a 2 or 3 more people. The first, when it all starts off, it's all very friendly, isn't it? But then I guess fairly soon, even if it's just the things like the pension changes that are coming up as a result of the budget and things like that, that's when companies can forget and then fall foul of the law or whatever.
Yeah, you've got like pensions auto-enrolment, like you've mentioned. Certain companies of a certain size need to think about pensions, working place pensions at a certain time, depending on how many numbers of staff they have. And it's always good to be a year ahead of yourself when you're looking to bring that on board. So that's another thing that we provide is helping you along the line with your pensions auto-enrolment as and when it comes up. So hopefully everybody knows when theirs is.
And also, I guess, even if it's the recruitment end of things, that it's not, or you'd be fairly short-sighted if you just literally sat down and said, yeah, I like the cut of this champ's jib, I'll give him a job. There are sort of some formalities and things that it's best to go through.
Yeah, with recruitment, it's another sort of package that we offer businesses that haven't got the time necessarily to know where to start when they want to advertise and recruit for people. It's all about getting the right person in the right role, something I'm a great believer of. And we can take that work away and do that for them so we could advertise their job and sift through their CVs and almost act, as HR within their business, but they're actually outsourcing it to somebody else without then the costs of having to spend out too much money.
What about the kind of training and development? I guess, again, in a smaller business, it's kind of assumed everybody knows what they're doing and you just get on with it. But the ongoing training or sort of career development for someone is, again, an important part.
Yeah, absolutely. I find that, being in the workplace myself over the years, that appraisals seem to be a bit taboo sometimes, and some people say, oh, what's the point in having one? It's just a bit of paper, I'm going to put it in the drawer. But it's not that at all. It's for people who work for businesses like myself in the past. I've always wanted to progress. So my appraisal's been quite important to me, and hence is why, I've got to where I am today, because I'm really proud of what I do. I started off as an office junior, back many moons ago. And, if it wasn't for career path and career development and training within the workplaces that I've worked for, then, I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing now. So it is very key, I think, to businesses to bring on the staff that they have, particularly the ones who want and the ones who want to grow. I mean, there are people who don't want to move on and don't want to progress. That's fine, but businesses do need to focus on those people they want to keep.
What would you say would be the single biggest stumbling block for a business that you come across on a regular basis that you've got to sort out?
Performance, without a doubt. Don't even have to think about that. The amount of times, not only when I've been in the workplace as a HR manager myself, but now as an outsourced HR consultant, people will ring up and say, somebody's not been doing a very good job. What do we do? We have to improve them, or we need to move them out of the business, no matter what it may be. But the majority of the times, managers and leaders just don't know how to deal with performance. And I think it just frightens them to think this person's not very good at what they're doing. They may have been really good at it, and all of a sudden there may be a change, and then we can find out why. But that is the most popular reason for any call that I get, is definitely to deal with any performance matters.
Right, so with regard, pretty much anything to do with HR, you're the person, you come in, you sort it all out, simple as that.
Yep, we offer, where I work, flexible, practical management solutions for employers who can't afford, or their budget doesn't allow for a HR manager to be in place. So we offer payroll services, recruitment, HR solutions for people, and we have a number of different packages to suit and tailor each individual company, no matter how big or small. I mean, I've got clients who are just 3, and we've got some who are 50 plus. And we've got packages, and we can tailor any package around that business.
And will you sort out things like employment contracts and stuff like that too?
Yeah, we provide, one of the basic sort of packages we will provide is an online toolkit, which will give you every form, template and downloadable document on there, which is online. And then you get a handbook, employee handbook, which shows all policies and procedures on there, and an up-to-date contract. And then depending on what package you're on, we keep you regularly updated with that. When, employment law legislation changes, we will update them for you and send them back out to you, so you don't need to worry about it.
Brilliant. Now, a little bit tells me that there is more to you than just a spot of HR consultancy.
Yeah, well, I do like a glass of red wine, but I know you don't mean that. I do. I'm a bit of a social media guru, or anorak, so I should say. I run a HR network group called West Country HR, which is held in Exeter for our local solicitors there, and that's held quarterly, and that's all done via. I also run my own Twitter accounts that I have about 5 that I look after. Recently become the secretary of Torquay Chamber of Commerce, and not too recently, I think about 2 weeks ago, and I don't think this is public yet, but it is going to be now. I am Newton Abbot Hour. So I started Newton Abbot Hour 2 weeks ago, and hoping that I'm going to get some more followers, because I've got 170 at the moment.
We got a subversive in here. What's going on? Newton Abbot Hour? You sneaked in under the radar.
I know. I you guys already know. You're the only ones that do know Torbay Hour.
Right. Fair enough. So the question really, amongst all of that, where do you find the time for the glass of red wine?
Probably in about another half an hour, once I'm halfway through Torbay Hour.
Fair enough. That's a good answer. All right, then. So social networking. Now, you mentioned in that was to do with the legal thing. Is that a kind of specialism for you, the legal trade?
Yeah, I mean, employment law obviously is what I need to know. With the network group that I run, people will come along, for example, ACAS sometimes help out, and they will come along and do a talk. The local solicitor that we run, Stephen Scown, will do the talk for us as well. So it could be on anything around performance, it could be changes to employment law, it could be on employee engagement, it could be on performance matters, it could be on anything. I just get some feedback from the members who have joined, and then we run the sessions at lunchtimes every quarter. Right,
the only thing we've not covered is how to get in touch with you.
Yeah, we've got a couple of ways. My email, which is nicola.bitgood@rhhr.com. Twitter account for Right Hand HR is @RHHR Advice. And my mobile number is 07825 529 0003.
Right, I think that's got it all sorted, isn't it? Right, well, thank you very much for being our account of the week with your many hats.
Thank you.
And I can almost hear the sound of a cork popping as we speak.
Absolutely. I'm going to need it.
You'll be fine. Good luck, Nicola, and we'll speak to you soon.
Lovely. Thanks a lot. Bye.
This is the Torbay Radio Show.
It certainly is, coming up to 8:10. Do you know what? I think it's a busy one tonight. What have we got going on?
Got a fair bit going on already. So we've had... we're going to send some love to KC Carpet Cleaner.
Okay.
He's had a bit of a miserable day. But he's already had it from TIC Talk 247. I love this quote. When something bad happens, you can either let it define you, let it destroy you, or let it strengthen you.
I like that too. And I noticed before the show started, one of the things that was trending on Twitter was Motivation Monday, which is basically just a stream of motivational quotes.
Well,
and I think maybe each week we should bring one of those quotes to the show. So I think it's good. You made a start.
I've made a start.
There is a telepathic link there with us going on because you did that independently.
Oh.
Time for the first of our songs tonight. Of course, we love supporting Devon-based acts. This is Sam Westaway, brand new, recorded at the Music Mill. It's called For Sure on the TorbayHour radio show.
Got a great feeling about this now. But I can see it all around. Lifting souls, lifting spirits higher. Stepping up, stepping in together. Something you won't see it coming, coming like the waves that build and crash into the shore. Something that you will know for sure. You know for sure. I got a great destination in mind. And I believe we'll get there in time. Read the signs, live your life till it's over. Stepping out, stepping in together. Something you won't see it coming, coming like the wave that builds and crashes into shore. Something that you will know for sure. 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 You will know for sure.
Sam Westaway on the TorbayHour radio show, and that is called For Sure. It's coming up to 8:15. It's exciting times right now because, of course, a few weeks ago, unveiled on this show, was the South Devon Social Media Awards, which are very exciting because...
TorbayHour Social Media Awards.
Yes, TorbayHour Social Media
Thank
Awards.
you.
Because first of breed.
Yes.
Yes.
Our very first.
Sophie's on the line. Good evening, Sophie.
Good evening, Rick. Hiya, Martin.
Hello.
God, dear, it's a big love in here. It really is, isn't it?
We're so excited.
No, I can now. Martin, he hasn't told me anything at all about some of these nominations. I don't know who's been nominated. You do. Now, you've had a phenomenal response to this, haven't you?
Torbay's best kept secret. We had over 350 entries and nominations. That is just phenomenal.
Now, this is testament to a number of things, really, isn't it? Because it shows how important the people of Torbay and South Devon feel that social media is, and that how important it is for developing their business in this neck of the woods as well.
Yeah, I think it demonstrates that we are, and I said this on my own Facebook page today, I feel like Torbay is a proper business community in the true sense of the word, and I don't know whether that's to do with geography or just where we are all at Torbay at the moment, but actually there used to be, this big divide, Torquay, Paint and Brixham, and as far as I'm concerned, it is just, it's evaporating, and I'm talking and mixing with businesses from across the bay, and it's really exciting.
Do you think this is reflecting? I mean, when we were in the depths of the recession, did people sort of go sort of introvert in a way? So, Brixham was like a beacon of light in terms of the social media and the business community. Do you think that is now because times, I'm not going to say they're easy, but because things are getting better, that people are sort of looking out further than just the sort of square mile they're in?
I don't know. I think, and I can only go to my experience here, running a small business in Brixham. I think that people are thinking that if we are positive and we support each other and we promote, take Brixham for example, we promote Brixham as a destination, but in a bigger way we promote Torbay as a destination, then we get people here and we celebrate the area, and that's good for all of us because it brings more footfall and it encourages people to stay and shop and do their business in the Bay. So, and I think there's a realisation of that.
I think you might want to change the phrase "doing their business in the Bay." But anyway, listen, for anyone that's not come across I'm sorry for lowering the tone so early in the show.
That's my job.
Yeah, that's true. So for anyone that's not really aware of what's going on, review for us, if you could, the dates of the big sort of gala and all that kind of stuff.
So we have, what we're going to do this evening is, in a minute I'm going to and announce the first 4 categories in the shortlist, and then I think Martin and you are going to kind of throughout the hour are going to do the rest. We had, out of those 350 nominations, the 4 of us sat down and we were led largely by the number of nominations and kind of the how higher profile people had on social media, and we have shortlisted down to either 3 or 4 in each category. And now what happens is over the summer we have 4 independent judges joining us, taking on a couple of categories each, and they are going to help us judge the winners and the finalists. Those are going to be announced at our grand awards evening, which is being held at the Redcliffe Hotel on the 4th of September, which is a Friday. And it's going to be, there are going to be similarities to other awards evenings, but we want to make it really, really fun evening. There's going to be a lovely 3-course meal, dancing at the end, and then obviously our awards themselves, which are incidentally being designed in a bespoke by Flossie and Jim. So they're going to be brilliant, really good to have in their own right.
Did you unveil, Martin? I think last week they're going to be called Torbays. Is that the?
Yeah, that's our unofficial. That's what we like to refer to them as in-house.
It was either the Torbays or the Golden Twigger, so we went with the Torbays.
Yeah, it's a very good idea.
He gets enough attention, that Twigger. He might have been here first, but we've caught up.
Right, I think it's time to. Should we do a bit of a? I should have got a drum roll shorted. Really.
You should have, shouldn't you?
Yeah. So the first category in the nominations is.
It is a Facebook page run by business owner, let's say small business and owner-run Facebook page, and I am really proud that the 3 finalists in that category are Becky Bettesworth, who's amazing. Spotted Torquay, we just couldn't leave them out. They're just, and they were the kind of forerunners really in Torbay for the spotted pages, and they're really positive about everything to do with Torbay. And from Brixham, obviously, it's this one brings a tear to my eye. It's the West Country Deli in Brixham in 4th Street. So those are our 3 in for Facebook page.
Okay, so now the way this is going to work is once you've announced the nominations in each of the categories, it's not down to a public vote. This is going to be down to the judges.
No, it's not a public vote. We obviously, there are lots of things because we've got access to stats. We are going to kind of give an overview of the account. But the 4 independent judges we've got, we're going to give them either 2 or 3 categories each, and they are going to spend the next 4 weeks really overviewing the account. So if it's Facebook page, they're going to be monitoring the Facebook activity for those finalists. If it's small business Twitter, if it's the Love Torbay, it will probably be a cross-platform, and they're going to. So which is why we're narrowing it down and just giving them a couple of accounts or a couple of businesses. And so over that month, they are really going to be kind of examining the online activity of those businesses, and then we will come together towards the end of August and have a sit down. And if it's anything like the shortlisting last night, which we did online and took us nearly 2 hours, and we fought for our kind of, it was really the best thing about this is, and we as a team, we've been hugely flattered because we've all been in our own right nominated, and obviously it's this isn't that we are running the award. It's nothing to do with us. So we are really trying to celebrate business in Torbay and be as fair as we can, and to ensure that we can do that, we are going to be really led by our independent judges who are not nominated, obviously not shortlisted. A couple of them, actually, one in particular lives in Oxfordshire, but she's really aware of Torbay businesses within the area. So she's got no links, no affiliations, and we're not going to announce all the judges yet. We'll probably do that next Monday. But they're all very independent, and so we're going to be led largely by them.
Brilliant. Okay, so we've got the first nomination. Yep. The second category is
Twitter small business, really hotly contested, this one. And we have gone with Disco Junction,
right.
the Kingsbridge Inn in Totnes, who they're amazing. Couldn't leave them out. I mean, they're on the edge of Torbay, but they're fabulous. And Kent's Cavern, who are, their Twitter kind of status is amazing. So those are our three for Twitter small business. Now,
I should have asked this beforehand. Do any of the accounts in this know this before they're being announced?
No, they don't. This is it. So hopefully, they all knew that we were announcing tonight. I'm hoping that Twitter's going to go mad in a minute, and that they're all going to be really pleased that they've been shortlisted.
Okay, so, well we're looking forward to them tweeting in with excitement.
Corporate. This is the best corporate Twitter. So this was, whereas Twitter, the small business was kind of owner-managed account, this is larger businesses that have probably got multiple people within the business tweeting for them, bit higher, maybe higher profile. And we had, in this category, we have shortlisted Tor2, who their kind of online campaign is phenomenal at the moment. At Stephen Scown, really, really popular choice between us, and at English Riviera. At English Riviera are just, they're passionate about Torbay, and they use their accounts to promote the whole of the bay.
Brilliant.
So that's corporate.
Okay.
Can I just jump in and say that the Best Small Business Twitter Award has been sponsored by Francis Clark.
Oh, I should be announcing I should be announcing all of the sponsors, shouldn't I?
Yes.
Yeah, Scott and Martin. You tell us, who's sponsoring small Facebook page?
The best Facebook page is the Brixham Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely.
The small business, as I say, is Francis Clark, and the corporate account is being sponsored by Hewitt Hire.
Thank you.
Thank you. So
I was just too excited.
You got one more to go, I think.
I have. Okay,
yeah.
And best where are we? Best
integrated.
Thank you, Martin. Best integrated. This is really about businesses that use kind of multi-platforms. So they use, might be just Twitter and Facebook, they might be on Pinterest, they might be Instagram, but they're actually using cross-platforms to promote themselves. And this category is being sponsored by Bishop Fleming, so thank you very much to them. And the three shortlisted ones in this are Tor2 again, and they're the first of our categories to have. Some have got 2 nominations. Couldn't leave them out. They're brilliant. Rowcroft particularly for the Colour Rush campaign, but for all their fundraising this year. And then the other one is Rockfish. Fish headed up by Mitch. Obviously got restaurants across the bay, but in particular, I think we were looking at the Rockfish Brixham launch, and he had a series of videos produced, which he put out there on Facebook and Twitter, which followed the opening of the business right through from the beginning, and it just caught everybody's imagination. So those are the 3 shortlisted categories for integrated campaign.
Thank you very much. Now, presumably you're going to be tweeting all these out in moments.
I am. I'm going to come off the phone very shortly, and then just and I shall tweet them out over TorbayHour, because obviously, lots of people do listen in, but some of them are still out there just with their fingers on their phones, poised, ready, waiting to hear the nominations. So I shall get them all out now.
Brilliant. Right, you go and do that.
Okay.
We've got business to attend to at this end.
Before you go,
yes.
And I know Martin will come back to this later, but our event at the Redcliffe Hotel in September, we have 130 tickets to sell, and we know that obviously, everybody that's nominated is hopefully going to want to attend. So I think Martin will give out details of how to get those later on. We're going to release tickets to the nominated businesses for a few days, but yeah, it will be literally first come, first serve. You do not want to miss our award ceremony. It's going to be glittering and amazing. So make sure you get your tickets really quickly.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Right,
you
thanks,
get off.
Rick.
Get
Cheers.
off tweeting.
Night, Martin.
Night. Love you.
Right, I think it's time we caught up with things now. We've got a 140-second pitch to do now. Tonight, it's the important issue of men's health. In fact, generally health overall. Paul is representing Hiblio TV, and your 140 seconds starts now.
Thanks very much for giving us the opportunity to highlight a broadcast that we're doing on Friday. So Hiblio is a new and exciting TV service, a web TV service from the innovators of South Devon Healthcare NHS Foundation Trust. So we're a web TV channel, and we present viewers with credible information about health, well-being and lifestyle. And you can find us on the internet on Hiblio, HIBLIO.TV. Now, this Friday, got a special conversation happening with a local GP. That's Friday the 24th at 2 p.m. We're talking to a local GP called Dr. Mike about the 5 important health issues for men and the symptoms that they shouldn't ignore. So we're just running through it. And we know on average, men don't go to the GP half as often as women. And British men are paying the price of neglecting their health. More than 100,000 a year are dying prematurely. So it's such an important conversation. So how can you get hold of Hiblio? Well, we broadcast from the hospital to internet-enabled devices such as computers, tablets and smartphones. And the live broadcast is starting at 2 p.m. on Friday. If you can't catch it on Friday, a few days after the broadcast, you'll be able to catch it on demand in an easy and convenient way. Thanks very much for this opportunity.
Now, I mean, this, as you say, is one of the big issues at the moment with public health, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What if men are thinking, oh God, dear, I've seen TV adverts, I've heard radio adverts, they see your broadcast, and then think, do you know what, I've got some of those symptoms.
Yeah.
The doctor's seen it all before, haven't they?
Yeah, they have absolutely seen it all before, and I think, as I rightly said a moment ago, men aren't very good at getting themselves checked, and I think we absolutely have to do that. The GPs have seen it all before, and men need to just put themselves in. And actually, what the conversation is, we said it's for men, but actually it's for women and partners of men also. That if their men are moaning about one of the conditions, so we're talking about lumps on testicles, moles, depression, trouble urinating, and impotence. And if there's any concerns there, you should go and see a GP.
So there you go. All the details, of course, online and being tweeted regularly for Hiblio TV. Do you know what? Unbelievably, it's 28 minutes past 8 o'clock already. It's time for another song in a sec from Andy Quick's Flying Orchestra.
If you want a career in the music or radio industry, you need to talk to The Music Mill. In partnership with the Academy of Music and Sound, The Music Mill now offers both BTEC diplomas and degrees covering both music and radio production. These industry-backed courses start in September, so don't miss your chance to learn from professionals with decades of experience. With limited places available, register now and talk to us about studying in Devon for a career that could take you across the world. You can find out more online at www.themusicmill.co.uk.
But this time I'm waiting for the one. So what's up? It's 5 o'clock and I'm moving anyway. We're tired. Look up, it's 50 billion songs hiding. Inspired. Come on, addiction. We're taking us to the place we are. I'm moving, breathing, heart beating. That's enough for now. 'Cause all this time I'm waiting for the one. She calls, she breaks, but she don't come. 'Cause all this time I'm waiting for the one, the one. She calls, she breaks, but she don't come. She don't. Oh, come on, addiction. It's taking us to the place we are. I'm moving, breathing, heart beating. That's enough for now.
Andy Quick's Flying Orchestra, and that's called The One. Andy Quick's the lead singer with a band called Land of the Giants. So if you're seeing them, they did 5 sets, I think, at Glastonbury this year. Very hard-working band. Very, very good. Now, don't forget, of course, if you are in a band or you're a singer in this neck of the woods, then send us your songs. We can play them on the TorbayHour radio show. It is that simple, to give yourself a bit of a plug. Now, it is the unveiling of round 2 of the TorbayHour Social Media Awards.
I'm not drumming again. It hurt my fingers last time.
Absolutely, yeah. Shook the room as well, I think.
Well.
But anyway, yes, so for round 2, so any sponsors for this category?
Okay, so the first category we're going to talk about is the best blog, and no, there's no sponsor for this one just yet, so if you are looking to advertise in the area, then come speak to us, because you can see what's going on, and there's lots happening. So, nominations for the best blog are... I feel like I'd need to open a golden envelope.
Well, actually, you didn't wear your tie. Before the show, you were tweeted that you in a tie.
Yeah.
And you didn't actually wear it.
No, it was too hot.
Alison Hernandez will be disappointed, I think it's fair to say.
No, she said I look like a...
There was a spot of psycho about you, I have to say.
And? Right.
Anyway, back to the point.
Anyway, because people are on tenterhooks, I'm sure.
Right.
So, the nominations for the best blog are Flossie and Jim, Life Outside London, and Kate Skilton.
Right.
So, all very good blogs. That was one of the debated ones last night. So we had a bit of a fight over that one. But, yeah, they're all 3 great blogs. If you haven't read them, check them out. And support all these lovely people.
Marvellous. Next category, please.
So, the next category is the Community Engagement Award, and this has been sponsored by our local MP, Kevin Foster.
Ooh.
Ooh, indeed. He's actually going to be, he might well be at the awards ceremony and doing a talk for us. So, thank you very much for that, Kevin, and all your team there. So, the Community Engagement nominations are Fishstock, the Helping Hands Network, THHN, and Rowcroft.
Brilliant. All good.
Another hotly debated one.
I would not want to be deciding amongst those.
No, and it was that was the community engagement and charities. There's so many great charities on Twitter at the moment, and yeah, that was one of our hotly debated ones. We had to come back to that one a couple of times, I think, to make sure we get the right 3 on that one. So if you have missed out on that one, I severely apologise on that one. And then finally, for now, we've got the New Business Award. We love new businesses on TorbayHour.
Yeah.
They definitely need to be represented. They definitely need to be acknowledged. This one has been sponsored by the Torbay Business Forum, who do a lot of great work with new businesses in the area. So make sure you give them a follow. And they're a very good sponsor for this category. And the 3 nominees for this are Creative Marketer, who joined us in the studio the other week, Marketing Geeks, who run social media accounts for other businesses.
Yeah.
So you might not see them too much on social media.
I think former account of the week, actually.
Yeah, I believe they have been. And PSP Torquay, who do insurance.
Yes, they do, and they've been a former account of the week as well.
Oh, I think all 3 of them have been involved in the radio show at some point, one way or another. So, yeah, all 3 great businesses really working hard to get themselves up and running, and we are more than happy to support them with these awards.
You need to get tweeting those out, because as you say, what have I missed? What have I missed? Come on, no, you've just missed your nomination. It's
exactly. It's nothing really, but
that's right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's not like one of those things that if you don't hear, it's like the raffle at the school fete, isn't it? If you don't hear your number, you've missed out on the cuddly toy.
It's not, it just doesn't work.
No. So other than that, what's coming in on the feed tonight?
We've got to do the normal stuff as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right, so we've also got Beacon Fire Music. They've got their next gig at Teen Carnival on the 1st of August. So
Carnival season as well, isn't it?
It is Carnival season. Yeah, Newton Abbott had theirs a couple of weeks ago. And loads going on. All the Carnival Queens and all that stuff. I don't know. I didn't go to it. Tomorrow at 2:00. At Riviera Geopark are promoting the geoparks and everything like that around the country with #GeoparkHour. I don't know where they got that idea from.
Yeah. I don't know, aside from that, have you noticed now there's an increasing tendency towards having these outdoor gyms? So wherever you go, there's a new one at Preston.
Right.
Where it's like outdoor gym equipment, so you can go down there and work out.
Aren't they supposed to be for old people?
I've got no idea. But are we going to turn the entire area into like Muscle Beach?
Yeah.
It's going to be people there all kind of oiled up, working out.
I'll be the one handing out towels.
Again, it's just such a revolting thought, it really is. Anyway, if you want to get in touch with the show tonight, all you need to use is the hashtag of TorbayHour. That is as easy as that. You can email as well if you want to. It's studio@themusicmill.co.uk. That comes straight into here. If you want to get your account as the account of the week, it's so simple. All you do is you tell us, and then we'll give you a call and sort it out for next week. Very simple, really, isn't it? We've got somebody else we need to talk to now, actually. In fact, I think we could do with a beer right now. Right now.
Oh, please.
It's so warm in here, and our continued plea for an air conditioning firm that would like a showcase studio to air condition, funnily enough. Anyway, back to the beer. The New Lion Brewery. Now, they're kind of in... Well, we'll let them into Torbay because they're a brewery. It's as easy as that. Matt, go for it.
Hi, good evening. It's Matt Henney here, head brewer at the New Lion Brewery on Station Road in Totnes. You may well have driven past us. You'll have seen our signs up on the outside of the building next to Dartvale Vets. We've been brewing here for 18 months. We've been working hard and developing 3 core beers, which are always available here from the brewery itself. Totnes Stout, our 4.4% meal stout. We also brew 3.8% session bitter called Main Event. And our lead brand, the one which we've been getting rave reviews for, is our Pandit IPA, which is an American-inspired India Pale Ale, but reliant heavily on local malt from Newton Abbott, from Tucker's Maltings. As I say, it's available from the brewery, so if you're ever driving past and you're having a thirst which needs quenching, or you're having a party and you need to provide some beer, then feel free to pull in and have a chat with us, buy directly, or plan to come in and pick up a cask at your convenience. If you can't make it to the brewery, we're also available for sale in bottles at the Riverford Farm Shops at Staverton, Yelmpton, and the Totnes High Street. And we're also available all the time on cask at the brewery tap, which is the Bay Horse in Totnes. And it's also available from Rumour Wine Bar. That's the Pandit, which is always available there. The Totnes Brewing Company, a fellow brewer in Totnes, have started to take our beer regularly as well. So there's normally something on cask up there at the Barrel House. If you're wanting an evening out or a day's entertainment on a Saturday, you can find your way to Totnes. There's 3 breweries. A great way to spend some time.
Now, what would you do? You count yourself as a microbrewery?
Absolutely. We currently do everything with just a 2-man team. We run a bar on a Friday and a Saturday evening in the brewery, and we have a little bit of help with that. But otherwise, just myself and Jack, my colleague. We do all the brewing, all the packaging. We bottle in-house. We do the deliveries ourselves. It's difficult to consider how a brewery could be much smaller, really. Every brew we produce about 500 litres at a time, and that goes to a production of about 3 brews a week. So we're looking at an output of somewhere around 1,500 litres per week, which is just exclusively sold to the local area. It's only available in the South Hams, and we're hoping to make it something which the local community can be really passionate about. So we've been supporting a lot of local ventures. We supported a lady called Holly. She did a crowdfunding project for the Oak Project, and alongside that we did a circular stout with the guys over in Exeter who are growing mushrooms on spent coffee grounds, and they blended in our spent grains with that. Now they're going to a local farmer who's feeding them to his cows. And we would also look for local support from you guys, particularly at the moment. You may have seen on Twitter, if you follow it closely, as I'm sure you do, that we're launching a campaign which finals on Friday to have Pandit IPA rated as the hottest beer in the UK at the moment. So if anyone would be willing to support us, if any of you have had our beer and you agree that it's the hottest beer in Britain, then we'd ask you to tweet at the moment at New Lion Brewery, #Pandit, and at 100 hottest beers. If you could just say that that's Britain's hottest beer, or if you follow us, you'll see a template on our Twitter platform that you'd be able to just retweet.
Thank you very much. So if you fancy doing that again, or not doing that again, but doing that for your business next week, then get in touch and we could be talking to you very, very soon. Now, we've got one more batch of categories to announce, haven't we?
Indeed. These are the big 3.
Ooh. Do we need some kind of fanfare for this?
Have we got one?
Well, we could certainly do with the...
Yeah? Okay. Right. So, the first one we have is the Love Torbay Award. Now, this recognises people who, not necessarily businesses, or certainly not big businesses, who do everything they can to promote the Bay, and do a lot of good work behind the scenes.
Okay.
So, the Love Torbay Award, sponsored by the Brixham Express Ferry Company. The first nominee is Bygones. Had to be in there, really.
Okay.
The second nominee is Robert Vaughan.
Okay.
The third nominee is Helen Brenton. And because these were so hotly contested, we have a fourth nominee on this one, as We Are South Devon.
Okay.
Indeed. So this was another one that we had to go back over again and again and again and again and again. You know, in the end, we just had to hold our hands up and say, it's going to have to be 4 people.
Right.
So, yeah, we're happy with that. As I say, these are people that don't necessarily make any money out of what they do, but they do a lot to support the Bay and its businesses and its people.
We like that. That's good.
Okay, so maybe the one everyone's been waiting for, the King and Queen of Twitter.
Right, go for it then.
Okay, so we'll start off with the King. The King, so the nominees for King...
No, hang on a second. You should do ladies first, shouldn't you?
Normally, yes, but the Queen of Twitter was by far the most nominated in.
Oh, okay.
So we'll leave that one.
Right.
So, because, as I say, it was by far the most nominated one, and yes, it's all good. King, Queen. Queen, King doesn't sound quite so good.
All right.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So, the King nominees are... We haven't quite got a... does it sound like I'm trying to drag this out and build the tension? We haven't quite got a sponsor for this lined... Well, we have got one lined up. We just haven't got it confirmed yet, so we'll announce that as and when that happens. So, the King nominees are at Brixham, Paint and Poet, Torbay Design, and Kavog.
Ah.
Kavog the Caveman has been nominated.
Right. Okay, so they could be the king.
They could well be the king.
Who could be the queen?
So we have 4 lovely ladies lined up to be the queen of Twitter. So the first one is Alison Hernandez. Then we have Vix Bricks, Maureen McAllister, and Next Group Finance.
Right.
So there we have it. All the nominations out and done.
Right,
And
okay.
we're all ready to go.
So they are being tweeted and people are getting very excited, but presumably they will be on the website in moments.
I'm sure they'll be on the website very, very soon. We've actually got a new website set up specifically for the awards.
Wow.
So you can go to www.obviously TorbayHourAwards.com.
Right, okay, so there's rather too many to just recap through the whole lot before the end of the show, so go to the website and the next level of voting will take place over the next few weeks. The unveiling on the 4th of September.
Indeed.
Wildwood Kin, and that is absolutely brilliant. I love that. They were, of course, nominated for the Radio 2 Folk Awards. Sadly didn't win it, but they are brilliant. Do you know, that's one of those albums. My daughter has kind of latched herself onto that EP. We have it in the car. Now, I have listened to that song, that album, that EP, whatever you want to call it, more than 1,000 times in the last couple of months.
Yeah.
She just loves it. However, even though I've heard it that many times, unlike a certain song from Frozen, I still actually love listening to it.
You need to let it go. Oh, you walked into that one.
Yeah, I did. And if anyone really wants a good laugh, then just search for the parody versions of that on YouTube, and you'll be laughing from here until next week's show.
Yeah, then sing along to it.
Right, okay, we've unveiled the nominations for the TorbayHour Social Media Awards tonight. They will be on the website very, very soon, but we still have normal business to attend to.
Oh, yeah, normal stuff. Right, so he's looking at me as if to say, well, go on then.
Yeah.
Right, so...
You and normal, not normally going together, but yeah.
At Artisan Gallery, they've got an exhibition this weekend, and there's a Twitter account to run with that, at @STU_Art Devon. So it's all student art, and I've seen some of the pictures, and they're really, really interesting. So get down there this weekend, have a look around, check out Artisan Gallery on Lucia Street, and go support some local students doing art.
They were our account of the week a few weeks ago, actually, and it sounded like a really interesting place. If you've not been in there, because there's a cafe in there as well, they do comedy nights, they do music, they do all kinds of things, so very, very interesting.
Yes, definitely. At Cerakote UK have been tweeting, they're saying to use them to protect your car from bird poo. Cerakote's like this nano spray.
Yeah, we wanted to get them on the show a few weeks ago, didn't we?
We tried.
We did try.
We failed. But, apparently it's like a waterproofing thing that covers anything.
Now, because, your seagull poo, and I don't know what it is about my car, but seagulls have got some kind of ESP. They can home in on it from 1,000 yards away.
Yeah.
And so it's normally just straight after I've washed it, funnily enough.
They like the shiny ones.
Yeah. Now, it can actually do quite a lot of damage to the lacquer of the paint, can't it? If you leave it on there, it's not a good thing to do. So well worth considering a spot of Cerakoting.
Indeed, or just clean it. But yeah, no, check out Cerakote. A new account, right? We're going to get these on the radio show in the next few weeks, hopefully, because it's a really interesting thing. At Pop Up the High Street. Now, they are. I was looking at this today. They are getting a shop in Torquay, and they're going to basically let you rent that for. I think it was about £30 a week.
Oh wow!
You can have it for up to 6 weeks with 4 other businesses. And, if you're selling online, if you're, working from home a lot or anything like that, it might be worth just giving it a check out, find out exactly how it works. Could give you that first step onto the high street.
Opening up a shop, there's so many costs. As soon as you've got premises involved, the costs in it are phenomenal. So it's worth a dip in the toe of is a retail front end going to work for me?
And also they've got people there supporting you as well, and they're going to help you build your business so that you can end up on the high street. I think it's a fantastic sort of idea, and
and
we'd
also
love to.
It fills up some of the sort of blank shop fronts in Torquay as well, which has got to be a good thing.
Exactly. At Pop Up the High Street, check them out, and check out their website as well.
Now, I've got, and this is going to be a shock coming from me, I have a bit of an IT tip for you, which I found during this week, which is, now, if you are frustrated to craziness with Windows 8, I know Windows 10 is coming as a kind of free upgrade, but not everyone's going to do that upgrade to start with, because you've always got to wait for the bugs to be ironed out and stuff like that. I found there's a thing you can get called Windows Shell, which basically, some people, there's loads of videos about this on YouTube if you want to check it out, but basically it turns your annoying Windows 8 machine that you want to put your fist through the screen because of that stupid startup thing, and it gives you an XP start button.
Oh, right.
Or a Windows 7 start button, or a Vista 1, whatever you're particularly familiar with. So if you've been out and you've got yourself a Windows 8 machine and you just want to throw it out the window because you just want the start button back, there is this thing. You just download Windows Shell, it just goes there, it just works, and then you're just using your machine, you forget you're using Windows 8. Got to be a good thing.
I'm still on XP, but yeah, I think it's about 17 days before 10 comes out.
Yeah, July the 29th, and then
something like that.
Presumably then the first patch will come out on July the 30th and so on.
Well, they reckon this is going to be the last one. They're just going to keep it as Windows 10 and just...
Really?
Yeah. Much like, iPhone, Apple do, and update rather than change.
Right.
So, interesting times at Microsoft.
What we'll do then is, once Windows 10 has been launched for a week, we'll try and get an IT expert on the show. I'm trying to think, there's a few that we've spoken to. We'll try and get their kind of first thoughts, tips, if there's any obvious problems and stuff like that.
Fantastic idea, yeah, I like that.
We'll do that. Okay. So that's the 29th. I'm not sure what day of the week it is, but we'll sort that out just as soon as we can. Make a note, please, sir.
Yes, we'll do.
Marvellous.
Note that down.
What else we got?
Right, it's Malden Apple Pie Fair this Saturday.
Oh!
Apple pie.
God.
You know where I'll be on Saturday.
Yes, I do.
I'll be at the front of the queue.
Yeah.
Also, someone was talking about at DDads Torbay, a Twitter account. It's part of the Dangerous Dads network.
Oh, right.
Now, Dangerous Dads is a community group providing free monthly activities for dads of children under 5. And by dads, they do point out dads and male providers of care, male care providers. That's the word I'm looking for. I've got 2 kids. If I'd known about this, then I would have been on it, because, trying to find something to do with the kids when the wife goes, there you go, you've got the kids, is a nightmare sometimes. So, at DDads Torbay, go check them out. I think it'll be a great thing to do.
Yeah, I think they started in Totnes. A few years ago anyway, and they do all kinds of things. So, yeah, you go out in the woods and you build things and you're doing all kinds of interesting stuff. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, exactly. Really, really good. Like that, yep.
And at Shoals Brixham, that opens this weekend at Shellstone Pool. So, a new restaurant opening up down there. So go down and check them out.
Brilliant. We like all that. Now, don't forget, if you are maybe one of the nominated people for the social media awards and you want to hear your name read out, and you just maybe, I don't know, left a restaurant instead of listening to the show, missed the first 20 minutes or so.
Well,
Maybe that was the case. Don't forget, of course, that we offer a listen again service. All you need to do is go along to YouTube and you can listen again to any of the previous TorbayHour radio shows. They're on there. There's no time limit, there's no expiration, and there's no fee.
Shall I do a speed run of all the nominees? Can I?
Yeah, if you like.
Yeah,
go on.
Right, so, best Facebook page, sponsored by Brixham Chamber of Commerce. The 3 nominees are West Country Deli, Spotted Torquay and Becky Bettersworth. The small business Twitter account, sponsored by Francis Clark. The 3 nominees are Disco Junction, Kingsbridge Inn and Kent's Cavern. Corporate account, sponsored by Hewitt Hire. The 3 nominees are Tortu, Stephen Scowns and the English Riviera Trading Company. Best integrated, sponsored by Bishop Fleming, are Rockfish, Rowcroft and Tortu. The best blog is Flossie and Jim, Life Outside London and Kate Skilton. The best community engagement award, sponsored by Kevin Foster, is Fishstock, THHN and Rowcroft. The best new business, sponsored by the Torbay Business Forum, are Creative Marketer, Marketing Geeks and PSP Torquay. Onto the 3 big ones. The Love Torbay Award, sponsored by Brixham Express Ferry Company, are Bygones, Robert Vaughan, Helen Brenton, We Are South Devon. King of Twitter are Brixham, Paint and Poet, Torbay Design and Cavog. The Queen of Twitter, Alison Hernandez, Vix Bricks, Maureen McAllister and Next Route Finance, and all the awards are being designed by our very own Flossie and Jim.
Thank you very much. I didn't think you were going to get all of those done.
You know me.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, cram it in. Right, big thanks to our 142nd picture this week, Paul from Hiblio TV. Also, thanks to the New Lion Brewery as well. Don't forget their Top 100 beer competition. Get nominating for them in there. And also to our accountant this week, which is Nicola Biggood. So all the details for them you will find online as well. Don't forget to check out the Listen Again service and wait for it. We might have to wait a bit longer than that. Tickets are going to be available very soon. We'll tell you how you can get hold of them for the big gala dinner on the 4th of September. So day after my birthday. Remember that as well when it comes to cards.
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, thanks for that. Okay. So all of those details will be available on the show as soon as they're made public, and of course will be on the website torbayhour.co.uk. The show will be uploaded, ready to play tomorrow night. If you're listening to this on the Listen Again service, it happened last night, or possibly the night before, or possibly even a few months ago.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, and probably be on Dave in a few weeks' time anyway. Along with everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Just quickly, we have had so many nominations for these awards. Obviously, some people have missed out. We really, really apologise. It has been a strongly fought. Yesterday, we really did nearly pull TorbayHour apart, the 3 of us arguing over who needs to be recognised and nominated.
Well, you could just say, in fact, actually, if you didn't get through to the final bit, then you just didn't get enough people nominating you. So next year, go out, tell all your friends, get nominated.
I like your way of thinking. I'm sure we'll be doing this again, but thank you very much for everyone that's nominated. Thank you very much for getting behind it, and please do support these people. Please do, show them your love.
Brilliant. And of course, continue showing your love for all the business that is happening in Torbay and South Devon. We'll be back next Monday night, 8 through until 9 o'clock for the TorbayHour radio show.
Talking and tweeting business in Torbay and South Devon. This is the TorbayHour radio show.